Pentagon, where Pete Hegseth, Secretary of War, is giving a briefing on Operation Epic Fury.
Shared purpose and their commitment to the mission. I witnessed sheer competency. I watched a private first class confidently calling out an enemy missile trajectory to a room full of officers. Everyone focused. The room was locked in. 2 enemy missiles successfully shot down. I spoke to Air Force and Navy pilots on the flight line who every day both deliver bombs deep into Iran, but also shoot down drones defending their base. Many had just returned from the skies of Iran and Tehran. I put on a headset and spoke to one crew in the cockpit, locked and loaded, each and every day. I witnessed ingenuity, American ingenuity. I met the young Army officer who figured out how to neutralize maneuvering enemy missiles, saving countless lives. His commander confirmed that the whoops and cheers erupted in the Tactical Operations Center when his new approach was first successful. I met the Air Force intel analyst who refines target packages faster than the enemy can adapt. I actually gave him my card and told him to keep me posted on the ground truth. I did the same with his boss, a colonel with a heart the size of Texas and a beautiful deployment mustache to match. I witnessed lethality. I met a junior airman as the sun was going down and a chill was setting on the tarmac, who, when asked what they needed, she simply looked up at me with a sly smile on her face and said, "More bombs, sir, and bigger bombs. We will happily oblige her." I met the Army targeting team who found and sunk the pride and joy of the Iranian Navy, their fighting position plastered with images of sunken enemy ships. And I witnessed urgency. Right when we landed, another C-17 landed just minutes after us. And within 30 seconds of the aircraft coming to a full stop, a team on the ground pulled up and the cargo was being uploaded. Wartime speed. To a man and to a woman, on the ground, in the air, on the flight line, and in the TOC, I heard, "We want everything faster, higher op tempo, wartime speed." The feeling was the exact opposite of the rotational units year after year in the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan that we're so familiar with. In those wars, it was always about the next rotation, never knowing when the mission would end or exactly what the mission was, year after year. Not with Epic Fury. I witnessed urgency to finish the job, urgency to achieve mission success, not looking at the next rotation, only moving as fast as possible to win. I got a chance to troop the line, to witness firsthand what we already know is true. I spoke to all ranks and all services, none of whom knew we were coming. It was not rehearsed or scripted. Sometimes we just wandered. What I witnessed was motivation. It was sheer mission focus. It was the American warrior unleashed. It was the kind of warfighting American spirit that comes with a clear mission against a determined enemy. A crew chief we flew with summed it up nicely. He said, "It's been a busy few weeks, sir. Tough stuff. But I'm so honored to be called up. This fight is long overdue. We need to address it for our kids. We cannot pass the buck. Please thank the president from us." I heard that time and time again. I asked each young American, "What do you need?" And nobody said better equipment. Nobody said more comfortable living conditions. Nobody said send me home. Well, of course, eventually we want all those things. They do too. But what those Americans said to me, young and old, officer and NCO, male and female, black and white, was, "Let's finish the mission. Get us even more bombs, bigger bombs, more targets. Let us finish this." In fact, Admiral Cooper noted this morning that the 3 Air Force captains shot down by Kuwaiti-friendly fire early in the fight, weeks ago. They never left the theater. All dropped bombs over Tehran last night. These men and women, live the Iranian threat every day, incoming missiles and drones, and know what what the world would look like if Iran had the most dangerous weapons in the world, a nuclear weapon. As President Trump has said time and time again for years, and in this administration, Iran cannot have a nuclear bomb, and they won't. These troops, they want to finish this fight for their kids and their grandkids. This is about history. This is about legacy. Success matters. And because of this president and these Americans, we're closer than ever before to winning. President Trump is doing what no other president had the guts to do. Previous presidents were all talk. He's all action. On the battlefield, because of the latitude the president has given us, American firepower is only increasing. Iran's decreasing. We have more and more options, and they have less. Just 1 month in, only 1 month, we set the terms. The upcoming days will be decisive. Iran knows that, and there's almost nothing they can militarily do about it. Yes, they will still shoot some missiles, but we will shoot them down. Of note, the last 24 hours saw the lowest number of enemy missiles and drones fired by Iran. They will go underground, but we will find them. We recently destroyed another one of their command bunkers. Leaders forced to flee. No water, no power, no oxygen, no command and control. Their faith in their caves diminishing. The latest intel is clear out of CENTCOM. Our strikes are damaging the morale of the Iranian military, leading to widespread desertions, key personnel shortages, and causing frustrations amongst senior leaders. Just last night, we had 200 dynamic strikes alone. Dynamic strike is a strike where a pilot leaves, and during their flight, they get a new target set based on real-time intel given to them. A new launcher, a new location, a new troop formation. A dynamic target is one that changes while you're in the air because of improved intelligence. 200 dynamic strikes alone, in addition to the pre-planned targets. The video the president posted last night of Esfahan, an ammo depot struck by U.S. bombers. You see, you don't get to see many of those videos because, as a reminder, Iran has still shut off the internet to 99.9% of its population. But if Iran is wise, they will cut a deal. President Trump doesn't bluff, and he does not back down. You can ask Khamenei about that. The new Iranian regime should know that by now. This new regime, because regime change has occurred, should be wiser than the last. President Trump will make a deal. He is willing. And the terms of the deal are known to them. If Iran is not willing, then the United States War Department will continue with even more intensity. Standing here this morning in this briefing room, in my mind's eye, I'm actually looking out at the groups I met this weekend. The pilots, the logisticians, the intel analysts, the targeters, the sustainers, the flight crews, the air defenders, the base security, those maintainers who we walked up at sunset with the chill in the air on the flight line. May God watch over all of them each day and each night. May his almighty and eternal arms of providence stretch over them and protect them and bring them peace. In the name of Jesus Christ. And amen. Mr. Chairman, over to you.
All right, there you go. That is Pete Hegseth doing his briefing from the Pentagon and his usual wrap-up with a prayer to Almighty God to look after our troops in the battlefield. The other day, Pope Leo, or some call him Pope Lenny, he said, well, God does not listen to the prayers of war makers. I'm thinking, have you read the Old Testament? I'm just curious. A lot of war there, and God directs a lot of it. I'm not sure if you're aware of that or not, but yeah, awful lot of war. Joshua fit the Battle of Jericho, in case you hadn't heard. Yeah.
Listen, we're dealing with a regime that is saying death to Israel, death to America. I think we're all right here. I think we're in good shape.
I think we're on the right path. I think we're on the right side of this thing. He was Pete Hegseth was just running down the litany of all the people that he visited while overseas, they're in Iran, in the war zone, and the number of people that he found to be so highly very competent and so ready and so on top of the situation. A lot of the stuff that you're not hearing, of course, in the media. It was telling that the Wall Street Journal felt the need to write an editorial the other day saying the war is going better than you think. I'm like, who doesn't think it's going well?
The left?
Yeah. Which is because that's what they're being told on a regular basis,
right.
Which is insane to me.
Anything attached to Donald Trump and it's Donald Trump's idea, then it must be bad.
Yeah.
It can't go well.
Pete Hegseth has proven himself to be beyond competent in this role. He's done a better job of, I think, prosecuting this war, we'll say, than certainly anybody involved in the military like Mark Milley, General Milley, did in terms of getting us out of Afghanistan. That was the biggest cluster I've ever seen.
We lost 13 service members through it. And again, there wasn't anything they saw everything in front of them.
Yeah.
Like, how could you screw that up? I don't know how you do that. You had all the information. You had all the power. You had every way to get out of there safely so that no service members lost their life, and you still found a way to screw it up.
Closed the biggest and the best air base that we should have been using for getting people out of there and decided to go out of a small airport in Kabul. You could not have possibly made a bigger mistake, one after another when it came to that. And we're watching this, and it's a war that's being prosecuted very quickly. It's a lightning fast. We have superiority in every way, shape, or form. Superiority in the sea, superiority in the air, superiority if we decide to go out on the ground. We'll have that too. I think we would all prefer not to, but yeah. If we can get some concessions now, if Iran's concessions come at the at the point of a gun with a whole, okay, please just stop bombing us. All right, we won't look for a nuclear bomb. Here, take our uranium, please.
That would be great.
That would be great.
Then the war is over.
We might be holding out.
But as long as they keep, sending drones and rockets, we just need to keep firing away till there's nothing left coming up and being fired at any of our allies like Israel or any of the friendly. They're supposed to be friendly to Iran, and they're bombing them.
Yikes!
And it's just like, as soon as that stops, okay, then you can call Uncle and we'll be done.
Here we go. ProLift Garage Doors, 286-9727. If your garage door has let you down, then you need an uplifting experience from ProLift Garage Doors. And these are the guys who are going to come out and fix it for you, get it taken care of, get your rollers working the way they're supposed to, make sure your springs are up to speed, make sure that rail, the opener head, all the buttons, everything working the way they're supposed to. These guys are the best in the business. I know because I've used others, and nobody has come close to what I've dealt with when it came to ProLift Garage Doors. 286-9727. Best in the business. You can find them online at proliftdoors.com. If you need new doors installed, if you're building a house or you're building a business or you've decided to add on a little something, and you're thinking a garage door is the way you want to go, ProLift Garage Doors. 286-9727, proliftdoors.com. Three things coming up next. Sounded like it was being played backward. That was weird.
Like to keep you on your toes.
722 Dixon Dividing Talk, 99.5 Talk, 995.com. Thanks for hanging out with us on this Tuesday. Could be a little rainy later, and not just at Valerie and Steve's houses. Might also get some rain at my house. Wouldn't that be exciting?
Yeah, 20% today. Maybe it's your turn.
It could be.
A little better tomorrow.
I can dream.
40% tomorrow.
40% tomorrow, and then Sunday it looks like it's going to be pretty serious.
Sunday's not looking
That's a
very
ways
good.
off, though.
Yeah, it sure is. When you speak of rain, one of the things that is oh so important at your home when you own a home is to make sure that none of that water is coming in and around the foundation of your home. And that's what gutters are for. And that's why my guy, Daniel at Noble Contractors, loves what he does, because he's making sure that if repairs need to be done, he can help you with that. If you need new gutters and the gutter covers, this is who you want to deal with. Somebody local, somebody that's going to treat you right, somebody that's not going to overcharge you. Daniel is extremely reasonable, and here is how you can find out. You know that there's a lot of those big national companies out there that talk about their gutters and the gutter covers. Well, go ahead and get a free estimate from them. That's perfectly fine. Probably smart to do that. Then reach out to Daniel at Noble Contractors and tell Daniel you'd like a free estimate from him. Compare the two, and you will see that Daniel can do this job for a lot less, and it will look fantastic. The reviews are over the top for Noble Contractors. He hires the best guys, and they do this all day long. Just gutters, gutter repairs. If you need repairs done to the fascia or soffit, he can do that, then get the gutters up there. And now he has financing available as low as 0% for 21 months. So ask him about that. And depend on Noble Contractors the next time you need repair on your gutters or you need new gutters and gutter covers. Call Daniel today at 422-3034. Tell him we sent you. 10% off those gutters when you let him know that you're a Talk 99.5 listener. 205-422-3034. Call him today.
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top 3 things you need to know.
Major airports are returning to normal as TSA workers got a little something from Donald Trump, using his executive authority to shift a little DHS money around to make sure that the TSA workers got at least 2 weeks' worth of back pay. Many now are pushing for a law that says, look, here's the thing. Senators and congressmen, if there's a government shutdown, they don't get paid, and they never get that money back. There's not back pay. It's just once you decide you're going to shut the government down, you don't get paid while the shutdown is on, and you don't get back pay once the government reopens. The problem, of course, is the people who would have to pass that law are the ones who would be most affected by it, so I wouldn't hold my breath waiting.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work well.
A little bit like term limits, you know?
Well, thank goodness that there's a little relief at the airports for those of you that are having to travel, that you don't have 4-hour lines to go through with the TSA.
There were some apparently. I mean, obviously, your Hartsfield-Jackson is going to be jammed to the gills, but there apparently were some airlines and airports that ran very smoothly, even throughout the course of that, which is sort of interesting.
Like, why was that?
Yeah, well, how come some of them went well and some of them went absolutely horribly? Don't really know.
Maybe a larger call in sick or I quit type of deal.
Could very well be.
Yeah, because like 500 TSA officials had just said, no, I can't do this. I got to feed my family. I'm out.
Well, when the government reopens and the money gets doled out, they ain't getting any.
That's right.
Pretty much how that works. You might remember the story of the lady who was indicted in the hot car death of a 3-year-old. She was actually supposed to have taken this kid to his family, I guess, after,
she worked for DHR.
She worked, right. She worked for the Department of Human Resources, right?
Right.
The woman is accused of leaving 3-year-old Kai Torius KJ Starks Jr. in a hot car, leading to his death. Now, she has been officially indicted. They originally allowed her to walk out of the jail with no bond. And they said, that was a bad idea. Why would he do that? So they rearrested her, and they actually indicted her, and now she's got a little bond here. The Jefferson County Coroner's Office confirmed that Starks was left inside the vehicle July 22nd on Pine Tree Drive in Birmingham from approximately 12:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. He was found unresponsive and pronounced dead about 30 minutes later.
Just a precious little boy, and what a horrible way to die.
Absolutely the worst. She was booked into the Jefferson County Jail for a second time Monday, March 23rd. She was released less than an hour later. The attorneys for KJ's family, Courtney French, shared the following statement. This indictment is a step toward accountability for a tragedy that was preventable. By leaving KJ unattended in extreme heat for several hours, the defendant showed a level of negligence that the law simply cannot overlook. Now, I'll be interested to see, does she get the kind of time that we were sort of expecting for the Dadeville shooters, or does she get 5 years with time served? You know, I mean, this is this is the kind of negligence that one would think should cost you.
You know, this is a difficult. It's this child is your responsibility. You're working for DHR. She obviously let this child down, and this family. This family no longer has this little boy. But, you know, you say to yourself so many times, how does this happen? How does a child get left in a vehicle? We've seen it's been done purposefully. This appears, and we'll maybe get more details, that this was an accident.
Yep.
That truly she forgot that she had this child. It's not her child, but it was her responsibility because she's with DHR to make sure that this child was taken care of and not left in a hot car. Will they look at this as this was truly a horrific accident, that she didn't mean to do this, really didn't remember that she had picked up this child and the child was in the back seat, maybe asleep?
You don't
I feel for the family, and this little boy is gone, and it just shouldn't have happened.
Never should have happened.
Nope.
And here's another piece of heartbreaking news. The Supreme Court declined to review the case of Joseph Maldonado Passage, also referred to as Joe Exotic, from Netflix's Tiger King documentary.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild shit.
He was, of course, got a 21-year prison sentence for the conviction of murder for hire. They went back and looked at a lot of the testimony and said, really, Joe? Joe Exotic, it was your testimony that hung you out to dry. So we don't really care what these other people, they may be recanting, they may be changing their stories, whatever. Your story is the one that really got you put here for 21 years. So he now continues to beg President Trump for a pardon. I don't know that he's ever going to get it. The less said about Joe Exotic, the better. Oh, by the way, he got married again in prison.
Of course he did.
This will be his fourth marriage.
In prison?
In prison. Come on, guys. 7:30, Dixon Dividing Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Let's go all the way to 10 o'clock, and then we hand it off to Skippy and Jimbo. The Skippy and Jimbo show. You don't want to miss out on
You're
that.
going to confuse people.
What?
Andrew and John Bird.
Who?
Andrew McLean and John
Who are
Bird.
these people?
You're
talking nonsense over there.
Skippy. What the heck is Skippy?
Skippy McLean. Andrew Skippy Hey Now McLean.
Hey Now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And his little sidekick, Jimbo.
Hey Now Nation.
Mm-hmm. Coming up on April 16th, it's just 2 weeks and 2 days from now. At 1 p.m., a live auction. It's the Hitchin Post 56. What exactly is that? 56 plus acres with a luxury home and stables in Kimberly. And man, oh man, is it gorgeous. You can buy one of 3 parcels, or you can buy all 3 parcels. You can buy both, 2 out of 3 parcels. However you want to make it work, you can do that. One of the parcels has a very nice home, modern amenities, recently built, 5 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, completed in 2023, 20-plus acres. Got a boat barn. Hello. Parcel number 3 has got 12-stall stables. Mm-hmm. With offices and showroom areas, tack, lockers, pavilion, pond. Absolutely gorgeous. That's a little over 15 acres over there. And then there's multiple home sites available on number 1, 21-plus acres of nature's beauty. So many great things. Zoned agriculture in Kimberly, Alabama, close enough that you can make it to Metro Birmingham to work every day and then just cruise on back home to your little slice of heaven if you get involved in this auction, which is happening on the 16th of April at 1 p.m. Thursday, April 16th. All you need to do to find out more is go to gtauctions.com. There's a photo gallery there. There's terms. There's parcel maps. Everything you need to know. It's all right there. Drone videos, everything. This is going to be a huge auction. It's going to be a lot of fun. And if you want to find out more about auctioning off property, maybe you have some you'd like to sell, then gtauctions.com, the place to go. gtauctions.com. Granger Thagard Auction Marketing. Yeah, let me see here. Chicken wings. I have long maintained that my Amaze wings are the best chicken wings on the planet. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
They're truly delicious. Mm-hmm. And I do love them. But occasionally I do get the hankering for a deep-fried chicken wing. I don't like batter on it. There's not enough meat on a wing that you should then be adding a whole bunch of breading. Right. That's crazy to me, and I don't know why anybody does it, but people do, and it makes me question them. But I do like, getting a little bit of get some good rub on there.
Yeah.
Give it some good seasoning.
Mm-hmm.
Deep fry it in a deep fryer.
Okay.
I recently lost mine.
Oh.
When I say I lost mine, I mean
I'm so sorry.
I left it out. It got just really bad and nasty, and I kept going, I'm going to clean that. And then one day I realized
you tossed it.
It has literally been 10 months since the last time. Yeah, because I always do it outside.
Right.
I don't want to fill the place up with grease and whatever.
No. You're like me and my grill. I'm redoing the entire innards.
There you go.
The new innard parts are coming tomorrow.
I'm buying a new deep fryer. Well,
deep fryer.
I have a huge deep fryer. I've got a Master Chef deep fryer that is massive, and I've never used it for that. I've used it to steam corn in the past, but I've never used it to actually, deep fry wings because I think I'd go broke buying the oil.
Probably.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Huge. But I do like a good deep fried wing occasionally. So Food and Wine decided to put all of the different methods of cooking crispy chicken wings to the test and came up with a conclusion as to which one was the best. Deep fried, air fried, or oven baked.
Do we want to take a guess prior to without knowing the results?
Knock yourself out.
Do you know the results?
I know the results.
I don't know the results.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going air fried.
One
deep fry.
One method stood far above the rest,
Mm.
delivering shatteringly crispy skin
Okay.
with little mess.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you just gave the answer away.
Kind of. Mm-hmm.
That was it. That was it.
They had 2 other lackluster methods that they tried: baking without baking powder and boiling then baking. Didn't make the final lineup. Yeah, why would you boil and then bake? What a terrible idea that is.
It's just...
What a terrible idea that is. So anyway, what they did was they did the original deep fry. They had a Dutch oven. They had, a strainer, basically, and they were able to do it in small batches. They had a pound of Bell & Evans air-chilled chicken wings separated into flats and drumettes, and they got them to a safe internal temperature. They went to 175. You can get them, 165 is fine. But they said, we're going to go 175 just to make sure that you get the juiciest, best results with the crispiest skin, okay?
Okay.
Air fried is pretty much what you'd expect. Cook time was 22 minutes. Total time, 27 minutes, including air fryer preheating time. Used a large 6-quart basket-style air fryer, preheated it to 450 for 5 minutes, patted the wings dry with paper towels, tossed them with salt in a large bowl, evenly coated, and arranged the wings in a single layer in the air fryer basket and cooked them until they were crispy and a thermometer inserted into the thickest part of the wing, registered 175. Took 22 minutes, flipped the wings after 10 minutes. Enjoyed the method. Speed, ease, wings cooked up mostly crispy, some softer bits here and there. The surface felt a little oily to the touch. That happens. And the wings didn't hold on to their crispness as well as the top two methods. This is nitpicking only because we were comparing these wings alongside those cooked using the other methods. If you sat down to a plate of wings cooked this way without the other methods to compare them to, you would be more than happy. So air frying comes in third.
Wow. Shocking.
Deep fried.
Yeah.
Cook time 12 minutes, total time 30 minutes, including oil heating time. They give it a 9.5 out of 10. Heat a large Dutch oven to a depth of 2 inches of oil. Heated over medium-high heat. The oil reached 375. Patted the wings dry. Paper towels. Toss them with salt. Do they not believe in spices?
I guess not.
They're just
these
like,
are just
this
plain.
is the salt.
All of these are plain.
You just want the salt. Maybe they're the people who like toss them in sauce later.
Maybe.
And eat them that way.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway. They cook them to they get to that 175 temperature, about 12 minutes. Pull them out and let them dry. Fine. They said, yeah, excellent flavor, great texture. Wings remained crispy for at least 20 minutes after they were cooked. Fastest method that they tested. The con is deep frying can get messy, and some folks aren't comfortable doing it in their home. Yeah, I would agree with that, too. Now, here's what they have for the winning method. Baked.
I would not have guessed baked.
With baking powder.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, what?
Cook time was 37 minutes. Total time was 47 minutes, including oven preheating time. What you do is you start with a sheet pan lined with foil. Set a wire rack inside that pan. Preheat the oven to 450. So you're keeping the wings up off the pan.
Right. Yeah, you don't want them just
right
in the grease.
Chicken wings are patted dry, tossed with baking powder. They used a teaspoon of baking powder and salt and arranged on the rack. Now, they said they could do 2 pounds at the same time. Are you telling me that
How do you do one
teaspoon of baking powder
salt?
was
No,
enough?
That's fake news.
I can't even imagine.
There's no way. That's going to cover 2 wings.
They said the wings baked until they were golden brown and reached an internal temperature of 175, about 37 minutes, flipped after 20 minutes. The baking powder raises the wing's pH level, which is purported to lead to better browning and crispness.
Do you suppose 1 teaspoon per wing?
I can't believe it.
It just seems like it. I don't think they've.
I would think a tablespoon per pound at least. You know,
yeah,
just
or
my
I would say a
experience
couple
would
of
be,
tablespoons.
You'd be looking at I mean, you're not trying to absolutely, because the goal is just to get it on the skin and raise the pH level. You're not trying to coat it in that. But at the same time, you got to get some on there, and a teaspoon just doesn't seem like anywhere near enough. Bite after bite revealed fabulously crispy skin and juicy meat that held up even after the 10-minute mark. And no, we couldn't taste the baking powder. If you didn't know better, you'd swear these were deep fried, but they're easier to make and leave you with far less cleanup. The only con is the rack can be a pain to clean if some of the chicken sticks to it.
Yeah, that's not good. See, I love the parchment paper liners in the air fryer. That is the game changer for me.
Air frying is so ridiculously easy. I've mentioned my air frying technique when you just, like whenever Winn-Dixie, remember Winn-Dixie? Used to have a buy one, get one on their frozen wings.
Right.
I would go ahead and grab 2, take them home, stick one in the freezer, break the other one out. You could do 8 wings in my basket at the same time, and it took about 8 minutes for them to defrost. Then you would toss them with some seasoning, put them back in the basket after you drained all the juice and everything out of there. It was disgusting. And you would do 8 minutes there, and then you could coat them with a little bit of sauce and do about another 2 to 3 minutes, and you would have some of the best, fastest wings you'd ever asked for. I mean, and it was so incredibly easy. Mostly it was the waiting time that got to you. You're just like, I have to wait 20 minutes for these wings. This is unfair.
20 minutes.
How dare you make me wait 20 minutes for wings? And you can only do them 8 at a time.
Right.
And I only want to do them in this basket
because they have to be laid in there, spread apart.
Right, yeah.
Right.
You can't put them on top of each other. That doesn't work that way. I think that's probably the best way to handle these things outside of, if you want to deep fry. But deep frying is so messy.
It is.
And it's can be disgusting.
I don't ever deep fry
It gets
anything.
oil
I just don't.
everywhere.
Yeah. You see, I'm afraid if I got into deep frying, there'd be fried chicken every Sunday at my house. I'm like, I don't want to go down this road.
My trick was whenever I broke out the deep fryer, I would use that oil until it was used up. That is to say, it was black.
Yeah.
So I would make wings, which would be great. And then maybe I'd have a couple of days later and have a burger, and I would deep fry some potatoes and make fries. Great. And then maybe a couple of days after that, I'd be like, oh, you know what I could do? I could do a deep fried Twinkie. I could do a deep fried Snickers.
See, this is why I don't do deep
right.
fried. This is exactly the road I would go
By approximately day 6, my heart would hurt, and I'd be like, okay, it's time to stop doing that now.
Yeah. Go back to the air fryer.
I'm clogged up.
Right.
It's time to stop.
Get rid of that stuff.
7:45 with Dixon, and Vining and Aqua Systems is the best water on earth, whether you have city water, which is not good, or you have well water. A lot of people think well water is just like, oh, it's so good. It's right out of the ground. It's the freshest. It's the best. Sure. If you don't count the amount of hardness that it picks up traveling through the underground stream, if you don't count the ground chemicals that might be leaching into it, making it, if you don't count the rusty color that you frequently get from well water that comes, no. What you need is an Aqua System whole home system to get that water exactly where you need it to be. And I'm talking about cleaner, pure, better tasting, better cleaning, better at everything. Aqua Systems, 383-3999. If you have well water, they have yet to run across a well they can't beat. You're going to save money on cleaning products. You're going to save money on detergents and shampoo and bath soap. I mean, amazing what a difference it makes. And no water spots when you wash that truck. I'm telling you, huge game changer. Aqua Systems, 383-3999. Systems start as low as $0 down and $60 a month. Tomorrow we're going to have Scott Pilkerton in to talk a little bit about fluoride in the water, because they're talking about getting it out here in the Birmingham metro area.
Now they're saying they got to put it back in.
Yeah, this guy's a pro. He knows a lot about it. So we'll be chatting with him from Aqua Systems. IWantGreatWater.com to find out more. IWantGreatWater.com. Thank you for letting me be myself. I do appreciate it. It is Dixon Dividing Talk 99.5, talk995.com. 7:51 now with Dixon and Vining as we rock on through this rockin' good morning. It is rockin' good, isn't it?
It is really good. Yes, it is.
The Alabama Men's Clinic would like to talk to you about your low T. You say, well, I don't know if I have low T. Why do you think I have low T? I don't know. You're dragging yourself through the day? Do you wake up in the morning and just drag yourself out of bed and kind of drag yourself from one appointment to another and then drag yourself home and you have no energy to do anything at the end of the day? Yeah, that's pretty much low T, man. It happens to 1 out of 5 guys over the age of 40, 2 out of 5 guys over the age of 50. And if you're over the age of 60, chances are very good that you're struggling with low T. But you can get that testosterone right back in your body with a trip to the Alabama Men's Clinic. They do a quick test to find out where you stand. And then you'll know by the time you leave that initial consultation, by the way, which is only $99. Talk to you about different ways to get the testosterone level back up where it needs to be. And if you're struggling with ED, they can talk to you about that, hair loss, weight loss. Look, people all over this area are finding results and success with the Alabama Men's Clinic. You can find them online, alabamamensclinic.com, alabamamensclinic.com, or 598-7000, the telephone number, 598-7000. Check them out. The Alabama Men's Clinic, 7:52 our time. And let's see some of the texts we have received thus far. Tony says, rotisserie wings on the Big Green Egg. I feel a little bit about the Big Green Egg people like I feel about Tesla owners.
Really?
I'm like, yeah, it might be fun, and I may actually someday own one and just really enjoy it. But right now you come across as a little snobby.
They like their Big Green Egg. My brother-in-law, he loves the Big Green Egg. And everything does, things come out pretty darn good.
If you know what you're doing,
yes.
Yeah, you can really make great stuff. Yeah. I've been in many barbecue competitions where there are people who show up and all they have is like 3 Big Green Eggs. And they do all their stuff on that. It's like, okay, you know what you're doing over there.
Yeah.
And it's called a ceramic cooker grill.
It's one of the things I've not purchased. I've got the Blackstone, and I've got a regular grill and the pizza oven back on the deck, but I'm just like, I haven't pulled the trigger on a Big Green Egg.
I could see my Big Green Egg getting knocked over by a dog and going into 1,000,000 pieces, and there's like $1,100 that I'll never see again because they are not cheap.
No, they are not.
They are not cheap. There are knockoff models as well.
It's like buying the giant Yeti cooler.
Yes.
You know, it's an investment.
I have one
Your
of those.
Big Green Egg is going to be an investment.
Yeah.
You might need some insurance for that thing.
I will tell you that the knockoff models, according to those who own them, not as good as the Big Green Egg.
Yeah,
okay?
sometimes that happens.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, they really perfected it. They got it down. You can get like a fan that you can put on top so it sucks air through the whole thing and gets the smoke where you want it to go. And there's a lot of accessories.
Yeah, the
and
accessories
whatnot.
that go with a Big Green Egg, there's there are places that have an entire room of nothing but accessories for the Big Green Egg.
You know someone with a Big Green Egg, you have got presents to get them for the rest of their lives.
Right, that
Like,
and a boat.
I bought you this thing that goes with it. Craig says by having the metal rack makes the biggest difference in flipping them over halfway through the cook. Yes, of course. I use baking powder and sprinkle it on in there until it all looks powdery white, not dark, but just light powdered, coated evenly. Okay, I get that. I see where you're going with that, Craig. He doesn't say how much he uses, but my guess is it's more than a teaspoon.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to use more than a teaspoon.
Again, just a little sprinkle of it on the, I don't know. Or put it in a Ziploc and
that would be my
shake
preferred
them up
method.
in a Ziploc bag.
After you've dried the wings, put them in a Ziploc, throw in your...
They'd have to be pretty dry, too, because one wing is going to suck all the teaspoon of the one with the baking powder. They got to be dry.
Suck all the baking powder out of the room.
Right.
Can't have that.
Hey, there's none for us over here. We need some baking powder.
JJ says, I'm a giant fan of steaming the wings, then baking. Alton Brown did a whole episode on it. The time is worth it. Steaming the wings.
Steaming them and then baking them. So you're doing a little pre-cooking.
I guess.
And then I don't know.
Maybe you do the baking to crisp things up. I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah. The worst wing to me is when they're kind of fatty and chewy.
Oh yeah. Oh, no.
I like them crisp.
Yeah.
I like the outside to be crisp. You start getting into that, it's
right.
flabby, fatty.
This is where the Amaze wings, they get braised first, and then they go out on the grill, and it toughens up and crisps up the skin.
That's what you
need.
need.
As it should be. And sometimes they come out a little black because you're caramelizing the brown sugar that you use.
I'm okay with that.
Rub.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Really tasty. Once you go black, you can go back. Drew says, as a former furniture mover, I absolutely hate the big green egg. Wow.
I bet.
Wow.
It's like moving a piano.
I can imagine that. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to move that thing.
No. David says, if you have a big green egg, you don't need the grill or pizza oven. You know what?
I know. We've seen. I have witnessed the big green egg and a pizza on it. It comes out pretty darn good.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
Yet at the same time,
the pizza oven would be a lot easier.
The pizza oven is easy as hell.
Yeah, it's really easy.
I mean, I fire that sucker up.
Doesn't take any time.
It gets up to 700 degrees where I want it to be.
Yeah.
It's about
but if you had the big
6
green,
minutes.
If you had the big green egg out and maybe you were doing some steaks and you wanted some pizzas for the kids or something, while it's still hot and throw them on, okay.
Yeah.
But
double duty.
Yeah.
I wonder, how are they to clean? I'm curious.
I guess, all that stuff goes into the bottom of it, and then you just scoop it out. I don't know.
Yeah, from what I understand, because I had a neighbor that had one of these things years and years and years ago, and he said you could cook with like 4 pieces of charcoal in the bottom because the thing was so efficient. And, okay, good. If you're, I imagine you're poor now because you bought the egg. So
you only could afford 4 pieces of charcoal.
That's all you could afford. You actually had to go sneak into your neighbor's yard to steal 4 pieces of charcoal to get them.
That's pretty bad.
In there.
That's pretty bad. You maybe should not have bought a big green egg.
Well, and another friend of mine who's no longer with us, she had a small green egg because they started making them in different sizes. Yeah,
it was like for game day and things like that. You could take it.
She just had one because she had a little garden home and she didn't have a very big deck, so she got this little small green egg, and she used to make what she called rock chicken on it. It was called rock chicken because it was hard as a rock, and she liked it that way. Nobody else did.
But it made her happy. So,
Trish, could you get that off there about, I don't know, a half an hour before you take yours off? Could you do that? Do you have a thermometer?
No.
165. Let's go for 165 internal temp on that. No, afraid not. Hey, the King is coming to visit the United States. Hey, isn't that when we should be having the No Kings rally?
Yes. That might be a good time. Well, no, not really. He's a guest. That would be a bad look. Trust me, somebody will think of that.
No Camilla's rally.
Hey,
right. Look, they actually had people turn out in Great Britain on Saturday in support of the United States No Kings rally. And you're like, you guys know you have a king, right? Are you aware? So, you got to figure.
Maybe not. Yeah, maybe they're aware and don't like it at all.
King Charles sitting there in
the shenanigans.
Buckingham Palace looking out the window. Look at those silly ninnies.
Yes.
How dare they? Don't they know who I am? Get them in the big fluffy hats to go arrest some of those people for me, why don't you? I say. 8 o'clock with Dixon and Vining Talk, 99.5 Talk, 99.5.com, 545-9950. If you have thoughts on anything you've heard thus far, would love to hear about it.